Hello and thank you for joining us on the Thursday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Binga Oreshegun. Today on the program, police intercept 954 explosive bound for bandits in Zamfara State. ADC regroups cautions against internal divisions, appoint Oyegun, Tomi and Lukman, others to draft its manifesto. And later on the show, Presidency knocks Atiku for likening governance under APC to a military dictatorship, says comparison misleading, exaggerated and injurious to Nigeria's democratic record. I'll be hanging out with Kaide Ladende. Majid Jami will be joining us via Zoom. Journalist Hangout starts right now. Now let's begin the conversation. We begin with the education sector as the successes of NELFUND continues, to make headlines. The Chancellor Federal University of Agriculture, FUNAAB, Professor Lushola Kende, says that 5,000 students of the university have benefited from the Nigerian Education Loan Fund NELFUND scheme. The Vice Chancellor, disclosed that the university had received about 840 million naira from NELFUND, saying the federal government's gesture has been beneficial to both the institution and its students. The Vice-Chancellor reveals that NELFUND disburses the funds directly into the university's treasury single account, after which the institution reimbursed the students based on the amounts they applied for. Kende added that the university ensured prompt and complete disbursement of the funds, stressing that students of the institution have received not less than 840 million naira from NELFUND. All right, Kaide, let's begin this conversation this way. I mean, the Vice Chancellor's confirmation of NELFUND's 840 million naira to 5,000 students, 5,000 FUNAAB students. I mean, what does this symbolize to you?
It symbolizes quite a lot of things. For the fact, I think it's important we even give a background. Okay. This was not NELFUND coming to tell Nigerians that this is what we are doing.
Yes.
Now, this is a VC who was not even talking about NELFUND, so to say. It was more of giving a scorecard, report of, of the school activities and things that have been happening. Okay. And this statement was made. In other words, the VC was very excited to say that it is good that because of our transparent handling of these funds, we can give you full account. We can tell you this is how this thing is done. Because the whole idea is there's no two way about it. Even the critics of this administration have not been able to pick any hole.
Exactly.
Except I'm not reading what others are reading.
Exactly.
They've not been able to pick holes on these because over time, even policy analysts will tell you that two ways to know a very serious government is its investment in education and health. These are two issues where you use to judge a particular government. So they've done so well. And trust me, as much as we give people the ability to go to school, we enable people to go to school, there is every tendency that rate of criminality, which has been bedeviling us as a country, will reduce. The fact that people who know their right, people can engage the government, people can also add to the human development capital as a country. So this speaks volume. It speaks volume that this NELFUND has come to stay. And our plea is that even if the president uses 2 terms, that's the plan of the presidency anyway, this is something that should be institutionalized. It is something that Nigeria should be known for. We are sick and tired of our fathers reminding us that during their time,
they ate, they did this, they did this.
They were begging us to go to
So we can also say that during our time,
no, not our time now.
Okay, not our time. I get you. I get you.
But it's good. For the
but
fact
it's good,
that
exactly.
Nigerians are enjoying this. Nigerians are having access to it. And I think everyone is even thinking of postgraduate student. Maybe that's where
maybe
can
we'll
benefit
come in
from
there.
it. But I think it's a lovely thing, and there's no two way about it. Kudos
to the government. All right, well, Majid Jamil, Majid, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about NELFUND. I mean, what does this intervention, say about President Bola Tinubu's student loan policy? Talking about it in practical terms.
So when you talk about third-party endorsements, this is all about. This is not coming from NELFUND. This is not coming from Bayo Ononunga. This is coming from a direct beneficiary, that is the vice chancellor of a university, saying that in his school alone, 840 million naira came into that school for about 5,000 students. I mean, this is huge. That is in just one institution. And to think that this is a VC giving an account of this kind of development coming to his university from the federal government. And for those who had initially thought this was a ruse, now they know that it is for real.
Yes.
I only hope that, pray that students will see this as an opportunity, and when they start to graduate, they'll continue to pay back so that it will become a revolving kind of stuff, so that it won't just stop like the scholarships of those days. So this affords less privileged students the opportunity to complete their education, and that, I mean, the money won't be a barrier to you if you are a brilliant student and your parents are poor or you are an orphan. Money won't stop you from having a tertiary education, from having a university or polytechnic education. So
absolutely.
It's initiative from the Tinubu administration, and it's quite laudable. Even the opposition, I mean, they can't say any negative thing about NELFUND. And it's been a very transparent process. And those in the Southeast who did not initially key into it, they are also now into it, and the figures are increasing for students' enrollment into NELFUND from the southeastern part of the country.
I mean, so even looking at this, looking at what Majid said, the NELFUND model has significantly also reduced the amount of dropouts, from schools, because when it comes to, it has eased the financial pressure, from students. I know exactly how I used to feel when it comes to paying school fees. I mean, what do you say to this?
You almost took it out of my mouth, because I was going to be very personal. I was going to be very practical about it. I know two students, as of 2 years ago, who were going to say, my daddy said I can't continue. My daddy said I can't go beyond OND. And I'm like, this is NELFUND. And the person applied and she got it. So this is me now.
Yes.
So there is not an audio, like somebody says, it's not an audio testimony. So it is noble. It is something that we need to convince others. I'm happy to hear Majid confirm that the Southeast is now taking it seriously. It is more of a cultural thing. A typical Southeast believes that fight for your money, work for your money. You don't need a loan to get these things done. They have a way of helping one another to do stuff. But this is a non-interest loan. This is something that you are practically going to pay back when you get a job. Somebody is not coming to pin your neck down. Somebody is not coming to... So there is absolutely no excuse. And a lot of states are also working towards free education. So I think we're going to that country, we are going to that dream where we can say that Nigerians are not just the most educated in the world. Back home, we do not have dropouts. We do not have street urchins.
Exactly.
And I think it starts from somewhere. For us to say that the world of the street urchins is right, but it can be significantly reduced. And this is a policy that is heading in that direction. I
mean, Majid, we just have just about 2 minutes before we round up this conversation. What's your final thoughts on this? Because once that is sorted, Nigeria's human capital development, will improve. What do you have to say to that?
Education is the key to the industrialization or development of any nation that is going to be great. You need research, you need education, you need a good health system. And just like Kayode said, government needs to even commit more into NELFUND. In Europe and America, and I think we are getting there now. The moment you get, as a citizen of any of those, citizen of Europe or America, the moment you are in university, you don't need to bother your parents with school fees. I mean, you are entitled to what they call student loan there. I mean, you just apply, you will get your tuition, you will get, I think, okay, your parents will pay for boarding, but you get tuition and upkeep from government. So when you start to work, you begin to pay back. So I think we are getting there. NELFUND is like, it has started by ensuring that tuition is being paid and also upkeep. So gradually, I think we can get to that level where we can ensure that more Nigerians, because what NELFUND is providing now is still very small compared to those who actually need it. And I pray that those who don't need it will not abuse it. And like I said earlier, those who are benefiting too should have that intention of paying back when they start to make it big.
I mean, Kaidi, your parting thoughts on this one before we move to our next topic.
I think what the VC has done is a wake-up call to every institution involved. You know, be very transparent, give us your account of stewardship, let us see what you're doing, because there are discrepancies, there are disputes from some schools about how these funds are being disbursed. So it's important we are that
we have Shola Aluko calling from Federal University, Federal University of Agriculture, Oye Ekiti. Hello, Shola Aluko.
Good evening, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Let's talk.
Yeah, thank you very much for your discussion. I just want to add to what you are talking about.
Yeah, please do.
The office of the Vice Chancellor, University of Lagos. Hello?
We're with you. Go ahead.
Came up today, in addition to what you are talking about, of a release of 1,326,500,000 naira in respect of NELFUND.
That's for University of Lagos. 1 billion.
1,1326,500,000.
Okay.
For the payment of NELFUND for 2025-2026 academic session.
Okay. That's a big one. That's a big one.
Just in addition to what you are talking about.
All right. Thank you so much, Shalaluko. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you so much. I mean,
that's the point. So let's have open declaration.
Absolutely.
This is not about campaign.
NELFUND
it's about transparency. So NELFUND has come to say, and kudos to Mr. Sawyer, right, and his team for what they're doing. They should just continue and not allow corruption to creep in.
All right, then. All right, let's move straight to our next conversation.